in pressure. She sacked him. A great bull rush by Chris Jones.
When it gets tough, you know, he's going to be there battling. Players appreciate it.
The Chiefs put the hammer down with a 34-yard touchdown pass. The 10, still not down. Oh, what a run out of this world. Falls up to 20, 10, 5, touchdown.
Been a lot of strange occurrences in the National Football League over the past 2 months, but give the Raiders credit. They get the victory here. Thanks. Welcome to Merry Christmas, by the way, and Happy Holidays on Chiefs Rewind. Mitch Holthus with you, voice of the Chiefs, along with senior team reporter Matt McMullen. The Raiders do not complete a pass in the final 3 quarters of this game and win 20-14. Much like the Buffalo 13-second playoff game, you could go 2 lifetimes and never see this again.
Yeah, super weird game on a bunch of levels. It was a game of missed opportunities for the Chiefs and mistakes, unfortunately. And truly the crux of the game was the 7 seconds of game action where the Raiders scored 2 defensive touchdowns on back-to-back snaps. The Chiefs could never recover from it. They rallied late. They had a shot there, pulled within 6 points at the very end, but just couldn't dig out of their own hole here today. And at the end of the day, just a tough day at the office all around.
Yeah, and the second part of this was the Chiefs had 2 possessions. They had the ball for almost 18 minutes and did not score a point. Held on downs twice, and then they miss a field goal of 36 yards near the end of the half. It's just hard to have the ball 18 minutes and not get any points, and then those 2 defense scores.
Yeah, again, it was weird. It kept feeling like the Chiefs were about to claw back into it. That touchdown drive, or almost touchdown drive that you're referencing, where they got to the Raiders' 7-yard line and couldn't punch it in for a touchdown, got 0 points in that drive, kind of midway through the 4th quarter. Felt like Kansas City was going to pull within a touchdown there, but they couldn't score. And yeah, the field goal at the end of the half, that truly was a momentum swing right there, where if the Chiefs score there, it's a 1-score game going into halftime. You're feeling really good. Well, the field goal goes wide left. They don't score. It's a 2-score game going into halftime. And again, they just couldn't recover.
And the defense held the Raiders to 2 field goals and a 2-point conversion, but couldn't get off the field at the end. If they get off the field at the end, they give up 60 yards and 2 runs to Zamir White, or the Chiefs could have got the football back.
Well, it's tough because this was a championship defense today. I mean, incredible stuff from this defense. They hold the Raiders to 3 of 12 on 3rd down, just 205 yards of total offense, and the bulk of that was on that last possession for the Raiders. They forced the Raiders to punt the ball away 6 times, 3 3-and-outs. They had just 48 passing yards in this game. So the Chiefs defense was excellent. They hold Devontae Adams to 1 catch for 4 yards, but still, you're right, the issue at the very end, they had the chance to get the ball back to the Chiefs offense, and Zamir White broke off 2 huge runs. It's tough. That's football, unfortunately. Just got to bounce back from it.
Chiefs lose it 20-14 to the Raiders. Let's go to the podium.
Okay, as far as the injuries go, Pacheco has a concussion, and then Trey Smith, his left calf, was hurt. So we'll just see how that goes. Listen, they played a better game than what we did today. In particular, our offense. We struggled. That's my responsibility to make sure I'm putting the guys in the right position to make plays, and it didn't happen the way that I wanted it to. So again, we're on a short week here. So we're going to get everybody back in, give them a day off and get everybody back in and get ready for Cincinnati. But I take full responsibility for that, for the way we played offensively there and then defensively. I mean, we did some really good things. So we've just got to straighten out some things on the offensive side. We'll be all right. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
And did you have any concern that the frustrations are boiling over in an unhealthy way instead of a galvanizing way right now?
No, I don't think so.
And what can you do to best account for how the offense was just so unable to get anything?
Yeah, we were just off the tick, and again, that's my responsibility to make sure I give them the right stuff to work with in the run game and the pass game. So, that's what's got to take place.
Andy, on the fumble, it looked like Pat wasn't maybe expecting the ball back. Did I see that wrong, or something?
Yeah, he was getting it back. They had penetration on it, so Pacheco was trying to protect the ball there the best he could, and it got knocked out. So.
Andy, the cameras caught you and Travis with a couple of instances. Just wondering what your perspective was.
Yeah, listen, I mean, he went back in and did a nice job. So things happen. Emotional game. You know, Trav's emotional, and sometimes my red hair gets to me a little bit, and so but it all works out.
Andy, how do you feel Patrick's sort of state of mind is after this game? It seemed again like some points of frustration.
Yeah, he's fine. We just got to get through this. We get through this, and we'll be all right.
Coach, it looks like Clyde did some impressive things again today. Can you talk to us about, what he said positively last week?
Yeah, no, he did. He did a real nice job when given the chance in there. So had some nice carries and nice touches, period. So he's playing good football.
Marquez had the call for offensive offsides early in the game, and again, it was early. Was there any warning on that again, or is it all the...
I think it was more the formation. It wasn't as much the offsides, more formation.
Coach, anything you can put your finger on as far as just the protection today? It seemed like Patrick was having to bail out.
Yeah, listen, they did a good job with all their rush stuff. It started early. I mean, they even against the runs, they had penetration. So again, we've got stuff in our offense that I can give the guys where that didn't take place, and so I've got to make sure that's in there and going.
Coach Reed, can you talk more on the defense keeping you all in the game after the early turnover?
Yeah, I thought the defense did a nice job. I mean, really giving up 6 points, and then the quick turnaround on things, and field, all those things that they had to bear down on. I thought they did a good job with it.
Coach, on the shirt, we find it is harder to prepare for a
No, I mean that's part of the National Football League. We got to make sure we take care of business there, learn from what took place, and move forward. That's what you do, and so that's where we're at right now.
Coach, does this loss feel you more going in for obviously the last couple weeks of the season?
Well, no, I mean in this league, every win you want to take advantage of and bank those, but so you spend a lot of time in this thing trying to prep for it, and you surely don't want losses. So, but they're all tough. We'll get through this one, and we learn from it, and we move on.
Last one, Sam. Andy, are you satisfied that you're finding enough open windows, and that when you do find those open windows, that the ball's getting out in time?
Yes.
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Chiefs lose to the Raiders here 20-14. An extraordinary game in many circumstances, a peculiar game, but the fact that defensively, and Nick Bolton joins me now, by the way, I got Bolt back in the house, but defensively you hold them to 2 field goals and a 2-point conversion and yet lose this game. Just kind of walk through what you're thinking right now.
Yeah, man, I think, again, offense kind of struggled a little bit early, but they found a way to get the ball in the end zone. And so it's team football. We've got to find a way in a 4-minute situation, get out the field, get a tackle, and give Patrick another chance to try to go out there and score. So I think on defense, man, we can sharpen some things up, clean some stuff up. By any means, we were not perfect tonight. So we got back to the drawing board, got to get better every single week, and try to find a way to get out the field in a 4-minute situation.
Again, Nick Bolton with us on our Chiefs Rewind show. O'Connell did not complete a pass for the last 3 quarters. What happened there where you were able to kind of snuff out their passing game?
Yeah, man, I think our corners have been great for us all year. Challenge at the line of scrimmage, man, and give LJ his credit, man. Yeah, he shadows Devontae all game, man, made it difficult in the line of scrimmage, and we forced him to make them tough window throws. And so we can continue to do that, continue second that, and getting better as we get down this stretch, man. It'll help us out in big time in the end.
Let's go back at the end. I mean, you alluded to it. If you get off the field, we maybe get a shot to win it. Yep. What about 4-minute defense, and how do you improve on it?
Yeah, man, I think it's just owning gaps, man, tackling. I think that's kind of the biggest 2 things right there. We had an opportunity. I had an opportunity for sure myself in the backfield to find a way to get him down on the ground, stop the explosive play, man. So I got to find a way to get that happen next time.
And you as a leader, now you've been around here enough. I mean, chance to win the division this week. Could have done it today, not today, but how do you rally?
Yeah, man, I think you just got to come in next week, man. It starts with the work you put in throughout the week to get you to that point. We've got to sharpen in on our details, our assignments, alignments, and communication, man. And that starts with me, starts with Pat, starts with the coaches and the front office that we have this week. So it's going to take everybody. It's going to be a team win. We've got to come out and execute the game plan.
Matt and I have been talking about this. Final question. How good is it to have a full linebacker room again? The fact that you got Drew and you together, what does that mean moving into this week?
Yeah, man, having everybody healthy, man, get an opportunity for everybody to use their strengths. Again, I know I'm still getting a little gas out there from being a couple of weeks on break. So Drew comes in, does a great job. Willie comes in, does his thing. Leo comes in as well. And then Jack gets in every once in a while. So we're about 4 or 5 guys deep rotating, man. And that just shows the depth of the room and the coaching that gets us in a position to make plays.
How do you bounce back from a tough loss? You lean on number 32.
Yeah, I think just the mistakes offensively. I thought defense played a good game. Just 2 mistakes that gave them 2 touchdowns there down when you're backed up in their red zone. So you just can't do that, especially when defense is playing like they're playing. So I just got to be better in that sense and not making those mistakes and try to find a way to play the game in the best way to win it.
Patrick, is it hard to find a line in that kind of situation to not press too much? You know, when a mistake happens or back-to-back mistakes happen, and try to make up for it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think as competitors, you want to make a play happen, but at the same time, you got to know the flow of the game. It's something that I've tried to learn over my career. Those two mistakes at that moment kind of put us in the hole, and we weren't able to climb out of it. And so, I'm just trying to find a way to eliminate those. But obviously, it got us today.
The interception in particular, what did you see that went wrong on that?
Yeah, he made a good play, man. He was off coverage, read it probably by the alignment or something like that, and just made a good play. I just can't make that throw. I try to be on time with it, but he obviously made a great play on there and got the pick 6.
Patrick, what about the fumble? Can you explain what happened there?
Yeah, I was supposed to take the handoff, and we didn't have a good exchange, just like any other way. We worked on it all week. They had got some penetration with their defensive line, and we didn't make it happen. But those are things you just can't let happen. You secure the handoff first, and then let the rest of the play develop.
Patrick, you talk about the defensive line. It seemed like you were scrambling a little bit more than usual. What were they doing that was something different than what they did week 12?
Yeah, I think they had a good game plan, man. They did a good job of flipping coverages. They did a good job, and when they were in man, playing pretty good coverage. When they were in zone, they were in the right spots. And then the defensive line got home whenever they needed to. They had a good game plan. They played hard. They played a good football game, and all credit to them, man. They played better than us today, and they were the team that deserved to win.
What do you want to see in the locker room this week?
I mean, all you can do is just move on to the next day, the next game. We're going to be playing a Cincinnati team that, I mean, obviously wants to beat us. They're playing good football. Their quarterback's playing really good. Their defense has always played good with their defensive coordinator. And so all you can do is just move on, learn from your mistakes, get better. I mean, I still believe that we can go do what we want to do. It's just how can we correct it as quickly as possible. We're at 2 games left that are guaranteed. And then you talk about the playoffs. And so all you can do is move on to that next day, get better then, and try to be better the next time we step on the field.
Patrick, what tells you that these things can be fixed in whatever time you have left here?
I think you see glimpses of it. I mean, you see glimpses of us moving the football. You see glimpses of us scoring in the red zone. It's just we haven't consistently done it enough, game in and game out. At this end of the season, we kind of had one good game, one bad game, one good game, one bad game. But we have to be more consistent, because when you get to the playoffs, you have to string some together. And so I think our focus this week is how can we be better against Cincinnati, and how can we find a way to beat a good football team. We'll obviously look at the tape, learn from it, and then try to come back with a better mentality this next week.
Patrick, obviously it's unusual in your time here to be in this spot for the offensive sputter in this late in the season. What's your level of concern with the minimal time you have left to get to where you want to be?
I think more than anything, it's just consistency. I think I've said it, but it's just, I mean, you see drives where we drive it right down the field, score, and we're doing everything the right way, and then you see drives where we kind of hurt ourselves. You see drives where we stall out quick. I think it's just that we have to continue to prove it, because defenses they're not changing. I mean, it's a lot of the same coverages by different variations by different teams, and they're good at flipping the coverages, playing man when they need to, playing zone when they need to, and then counting on us to make mistakes, and we have. And so I think just we got to if we clean it up, we'll be able to score points. It's just we got to clean it up. I mean we're 2 games left. You have to do it, and if we don't, we'll be going home. So I think if we clean it up, we can beat anybody. I truly believe that. But we got to prove that we can do it.
Patrick, was that you're trying to look like you talked to linemen a lot, talked to your receivers a lot during the game and after the game? Is that the sort of stuff you're really trying to get across the most, or anything in particular?
Yeah, I think just you want to keep guys in the right spirit. I mean, obviously we know that we weren't executing at the level that we wanted to throughout the game, but I thought the guys did a great job of fighting until the very end. It's just, I mean, we just got to continue to get better and better. These self-inflicted mistakes, and it's not just one person. I mean, I made a couple of them today, but it's just like one here and there. But from everybody, if we can just all be on the same page and execute at a high level, then we can get that Chiefs offense y'all are used to seeing. But we have to, like I said, we have to prove it. That's going to be the end of the day. But we got the guys to do it. We just got to go out there and do it.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Thank you.
Go ahead and start for Nick. Or, sorry, for Chris.
It's all good. Merry Christmas.
Chris, just can you just tell us your perspective of just what happened out there and just what you see?
We got to be better overall as a team, collectively. It's not just one group. I think special teams, defense, we had an opportunity to stop them, give the offense the chance to get the ball back and score, and we didn't. We wasn't successful. I think collectively as a whole, we got to be better overall, especially in critical situations.
We appreciate you, saying everyone needs to be better, but when y'all kind of hold the offense to 62 yards passing and no offensive touchdowns, is it frustrating just knowing that some things are coming together but some things aren't?
It'll all come together. I think more so as a team for us now, it's about pushing and pulling each other together and pushing each other throughout the week so we can continue to get better. We got 2 more games left for this season, and I think it's important that we put emphasis on pulling and pushing each other together. I have a lot of confidence in this team. I have a lot of confidence in this defense, this special team, and this offense that we're going to get better. And that's the motto going into this week, make sure we continue to push each other.
You guys can't been eliminated from the number 1 seed. I know that's not your first goal, but it's always a goal in there along the way. Is it disappointing to be in that position, or do you just look at, hey, we still control our destiny as far as the division, so let's just do what we can?
I think more so as a team, we kind of focus on winning the AFC West, and then whatever falls after that, we kind of look forward to. I think the number 2 seed is still open, right? So everything we want is still ahead of us, right? Number 1, number 2, they still only 1 seed get the bye week, right? Number 1, and number 2 still get a home game and can continue to play at home throughout the playoff, and that's right ahead of us. We got to finish strong as a team, make sure we execute and win these last 2 games, and I think we'll be where we want to be.
Chris, what about the game plan allowed you guys to just pressure the quarterback so consistently?
I think Spags had a heck of a game plan on a lot of this guys, sending pressure, and the front 4 guys, they got after it. Charles Omenihu, George Karlaftis, Mike Dana. I think collectively we got after the quarterback, and we was able to send a few blitzes and scheme him out.
Was it deflating, like the missed field goal in the first half? Because you guys had got that trick play on the punt and kind of seemed like you got the momentum going. You had the trick play to get the touchdown earlier. It seemed like you guys kind of turned the tide. Does that kind of send you in the locker room on a sour note?
Listen, man, Bucker has made so many field goals in critical situations for this team. Unfortunately, the win, the ball could have played a factor, but we continue to believe in Butt. I mean, what he's been able to broadcast these last 4 to 5 years he's been here has been remarkable. So for him to miss a field goal, we know it's a rare sighting. So we still got his back, still support him.
Chris, in your time in Kansas City, you've kind of seen both sides of it. You were here at a time when the offense seemed like to score well, and the defense was sometimes had its back, against the wall. Now that it's kind of the other way around, it's the offense that's struggling. Is there anything that you learned in those early years and those days that you can kind of lean on now, and even whether it's just helping the defense stay focused or trying to encourage the offense?
I think we encourage each other. I think we continue to push each other throughout the week. I've been very fortunate, man. This offense for the last, 5, 6, 7 years has put up so many points for us, has won so many games, and that's the thing about this league, man. As you get better, as you win good players tend to leave, right? And then you continue to build off of younger guys. And we got a young group, a young core, whether it's offense, defense side of the ball. And we got to continue to hone in on those guys, making sure they're getting better week in and week out. And I think and I believe that as we continue to push those guys before the end of the year, they'll continue to hit strides into the playoffs.
How surreal was that stretch about 5 minutes ago before halftime where back-to-back plays, the Raiders defense scores a touchdown? And, I mean, have you seen anything like that before where a defense, gets touchdowns on back-to-back plays like that?
It's the NFL, man. Anything can happen, They jumped a stick route, and things like that happen. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Welcome back to Chiefs Rewind here. Chiefs lose it 20-14 in a very odd game, but give the Raiders credit now. Antonio Pierce has them on a different track and still a shot at the postseason. But cleaning everything up, we talk about complimentary football when we win. They do the same thing when we lose. So a missed field goal at the end of the half, big. That's 3 points. And then Tommy missed a punt, or a 25-yard punt. That gave them 3, and it was a 6-point game. So special teams also will be a point of focus this week.
Yeah, the margin for error in the NFL, we always talk about this, is incredibly slim, especially in these divisional games against a team like the Raiders fighting for their season. And they truly wanted this game. You could tell throughout. So those margins are very slim. And the Chiefs normally are very good on special teams. I mean, Harrison Butker having a historic season, but those little things unfortunately come back to bite you in a 6-point loss.
Some positives, Rashee Rice in this game, a new Kansas City Chiefs rookie record. He had 6 catches in this game, so now he has not only touchdowns, but the best rookie year in Chiefs history.
What a season for him. He made some big plays here today. I think about the Chiefs' first touchdown drive where they really couldn't get anything going there for a while. It was 3rd and 10, and I think their first down that was picked up actually offensively, not via penalty, was a 15-yard completion to Rashee. He had a really nice day here today, continuing to show us he's going to be a player here in Kansas City for a very long time.
And then effort by Clyde Edwards-Helaire late on a screen pass where yards after contact, he gave the Chiefs a chance to win or at least get that last touchdown.
Yeah, he certainly did. That's the effort that you want in these moments. And that's what I'll commend the Chiefs on here today is they fought throughout. They did not roll over even though things were not going their way throughout this game. They kept fighting. The only issue is the Chiefs did not score after that Clyde huge screen pass. So you got to finish in those situations when you're playing well, when you're finding a spark, you got to make sure you finish it. And unfortunately, the Chiefs just couldn't finish here today.
Yeah, one of the times they were held, went for it on 4th down 5 times. Not like usually like the Chiefs. But let's close it out this way. The Chiefs are 9-6, still have a 2-game lead in the division. The Raiders are involved now, tied with the Broncos. But somewhere you've got to reboot the computer and get ready to try to win a division this week on a short week against the Bengals, who have extra days to prepare again.
You got to flush this. You got to move on from it. Everything is still right there for the Chiefs. That's the reality. If they win one more game this season, they're going to win the AFC West for an 8th consecutive year. But no one's going to give that to them. I mean, the Broncos, the Raiders, all these opponents, they want it too. And the Chiefs have to find a way to win one more game this year. Let's win 2 more games here over the final 2 weeks. But one more will do it. You got to flush it. You got to move on. Don't dwell on this and find a way to get a victory next week.
2 defensive scores in a span of less than 10 seconds, and the Raiders get the victory here over the Chiefs, 20-14. For our senior team reporter, Matt McMullen, I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. Get ready to reboot and get ready for New Year's Eve and the Bengals. A chance for the Chiefs to try to win the division again.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.